Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Jeff Johnson. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest night,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, master of all cores, it is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And this time we'll be covering, Emerald Eclipse from Green Lantern Corps 33 to 38.
Yep.
We are close, kids. This is episode 148. Blackest Night starts in 151. There are only 3 more episodes between us and Blackest Night.
And no more issues of Green Lantern Corps between us and Blackest Night.
Oh, yeah, this is it. Yeah, because next time we'll do, the regular Green Lantern book at 150. We're kind of like, just doing something for episode 150, but
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, by the time we get to the end of this episode, you'll see where, the core's at kind of going into Blackest Night, Yeah,
it's an interesting... I'd forgotten a lot of this stuff, so it was...
Me too.
It was nice to read it again and like, oh, they did that. No, they did that. And... the especially with the Sodam Yat, that was I had forgotten. I knew that ultimately happened. I just didn't realize it was so soon. Right now with the lead into Blackest Night. So that's cool.
All right, I don't want to dilly dally too long, so we do have a bunch of issues. But William, on Wednesday, I did get Green Lantern War Journal number 3.
Awesome. What's the verdict?
It's good. Again, it's still good. I mean, the scene on the cover does not happen yet, but we get John Stewart battling the Radiant Dead in the body of Varon. Remember that new Green Lantern that came for him? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And John gets infected in his arm with whatever this is that the Radiant Dead made of or shoots. So because he gets saved later on by John Henry Iron Steel, who's and he's like, oh, there's someone to see you, and it's that Green Lantern from the other universe.
Oh, cool.
But and then he's like, he I don't know, it just kind of appears out of nowhere. But yes, that Green Lantern from the other universe brings a friend of his, a Green Lantern from his universe, Kyle Rayner.
Nice.
Yes. Everyone wants to get on the Kyle train now that the anniversary's coming up here. Some of us have been on the Kyle train since day one, kids.
Who would that be, Phil?
Well, me and you, because you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, that's true. But we need you. We need of course, I love.
Oh yeah.
Kyle drop.
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. I need to make like a. Oh, that's how we should open the show. I need like a montage. Be like, I of course love Kyle Rayner. Okay, I'll hook in your eye. Of course, love Howard Jordan, and I just got to get Lilith to go. Sinestro did nothing wrong.
That would be an interesting end to that. Yes.
But I mean, this book's still good. Philip Kennedy Johnson doing the. And then, those lanterns are like, oh, John, you have to like leave Earth. You got to, I guess basically, battle the Radiant Dead and stuff, and and pretty much, you're dead. You're gonna die because you're infected with that thing. So yeah, sure, kid, that's gonna happen. They're like, oh, you better say goodbye to your mom and stuff. And she's kind of like, I don't know if she's in a coma or just like out of it, but he's just like, I know I promised I wouldn't go, but I gotta go. And
so I have a question.
Yes, sir.
and then maybe they address this, maybe they don't, and you can choose not to tell me if you don't want. But if that new Green Lantern is dead, does he still have his ring? Because rings say, Green Lantern of Sector
Oh
blah blah blah.
yeah.
Searching for a replacement.
Yeah, but again, is that crappy United Planets tech or whatever?
Yeah, are these, we don't know anything about if these are the, classic rings, or if they are something that, because we still don't know what happened, post last series, with the destruction of everything Owen from the universe, apparently. So
Yeah. I can't remember if they addressed it in a previous issue, but you don't see like the ring in this issue, because that Varon is basically just flying around under radiant dead power.
dead energy. Yeah, gotcha.
So
And
I don't think they've addressed the ring thing either way. So
yeah, that's something that annoyed me a little bit with the ending of Volume 5, is that you had the so-called quote unquote good emotions, and everybody's charged in there, but emotions aren't good or bad, right? Because hey, so it should have been all or nothing, I think, unless, and because there is a line, I think, in the latest Green Lantern, which I have not read yet, but we've talked about, where Sinestro's like, hey, there's something wrong with the emotional spectrum, right before he goes a certain color, right? So perhaps Jeremy Adams is going to be addressing that. I mean, he likes his continuity like we do, so I feel like we're in really good hands.
Well, I wonder if it's just like any other comic book franchise where it's like, Philip Kennedy Johnson can only do or say so much because, since Jeremy's writing the main Green Lantern book, is it his show, where it's just like, I got to play by his rules and stuff. And
well, and we don't know at this point if whether or not War Journal is going to be an ongoing, right? Because I think that's kind of up in the air, at least at this point.
Unless they're just waiting back to see what the numbers are. So
cool.
Again, more than ever, kids. In today's comics environment, I mean, books pass or fail by your dollars. So
vote with your dollars.
Oh yeah,
buy it, and buy lots of Green Lantern books.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. I didn't get it yet, but yeah, Alan Scott came out this week. So.
That's right. Yep, that's the other one, and then I think next week is the Jay Garrick book, right? Written by. Who's it written by, Phil?
No. Jay Garrick came out this week with Word.
Oh, it did?
Yes, but yes, kids. The Jay Garrick Flash book came out this week by a friend of the show.
This is Jeremy Adams, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Jeez. Boy, crack that whip on me, Lilith. Jeez.
You got it, man. We got all these awesome drops. We got to use them.
I know. I need more. Someone bring me Philip Kennedy Johnson. All right. All right. Should we get into these issues?
Let's do it.
All right, kids. So yes, at least on the core side, we're gonna run right in up to Blackest Night here. So, all right. Oh yes, Emerald Eclipse.
Yeah, and like I was telling you, this is from what I remember, the core was only collected in trade paperbacks up until. This is when they started going to hardcover, and they were hardcover through Blackest Night.
Nice.
And I'm not sure how far they got with hardcovers. I'm still figuring that out. So.
All right. Oh yeah, this one has the Origins and Omens backup too. All right. But yes, Green Lantern Corps number 33, Emerald Eclipse Part 1 from April 2009. Writer Peter Tomasi, penciler Patrick Leeson, inker Rebecca Bachman, colorist Randy Mayer, letterer Steve Wands, and editor Adam Schlauman. Mongul, I hear Ray sitting up in his seat. Mongul comes to the planet Daxam with the power of 6 yellow power rings. It doesn't work like that. He easily takes control of the xenophobic Daxamites and establishes the planet as the base of operations for the Sinestro Corps, with himself as undisputed ruler. I don't know if we'd say undisputed.
Yeah, I think there's a dispute. I kind of remember a dispute.
There's a dispute coming, kids. Somebody's baby daddy's going to be disputing that. Two Daxamites, Dairo and Kara, try to flee the planet in the hopes of finding their son. Who could that be? On Oa, Cal Rayner and Guy Gardner discussed the recently enacted third law, which forbids Green Lantern members from romantically fraternizing with one another. Both men have trouble with this law. Cal feels that it was written as an act of desperation, almost like the Guardians are trying to micromanage their souls, while Guy says that he couldn't choose between his ring and ice unless he actually had to choose. Cal then meets with Soranik Natu. He shows her some of his recent drawings, which depict gruesome images of dead Green Lanterns. Soranik hopes that these sketches are just Cal's way of working through his frustration. They also talk about their recent encounter with the Star Sapphires. Their conversation culminates in a passionate embrace. Later, Green Lantern Sarek, not Spock's father, is patrolling a sector of space and comes upon Miri Ryam, the most recent recruit of the Star Sapphire Corps. They perch themselves upon the disembodied hand of the Anti-Monitor. Miri wants Sarek to find true love, but when she looks into his soul, all she finds is blackness. Sarek communicates with the spirit of Miri's late husband, Kared. He tells Miri that Kared will always be with her. Back on Daxam, Arkillo of the Sinestro Corps takes umbrage with Mongul's assertion of power. He doesn't feel that Mongul is worthy of being a member of the Corps, much less leading it. He challenges him to a trial by combat without power rings to see who is worthy of leading the remaining Sinestros. Mongul eagerly agrees. In Sector 2815, the Daxamite Kara finally reaches her son, Sodam Yat. There's a lot going on here, kid.
Oh yeah, this is there's a lot packed into these 6 issues. I mean, really.
All right. Oh, but then we get the Origins and Omens, which all the DC books had this month. On Oa, Cal decides to create an ambitious and elaborate painting depicting the history of the Green Lantern Corps. He recruits Guy Gardner to help prime the canvas, a building in which this mural is to be painted. Guy is frustrated that Cal won't let him use his ring to expedite the process. Other Lanterns join in and help Cal and Guy prime the building. In the bowels of the planet, the Scarred Guardian reviews the Book of the Black, which foretells the coming Blackest Night. She sees visions of members of both the Green Lantern Corps and the Sinestro Corps who have fallen in battle, rising from the dead.
And she's got some really kind of something going on with all the goo. Yeah. And it's funny in the hardcover, the Origins and Omens is actually the first.
Oh, really?
First story. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, because that's it. It's at the end of this issue. Yeah. Yeah, because I was gonna say, because doesn't Cal decide to do the? Yeah, because doesn't Soranik like point out to him about painting the mural and stuff? So.
Mm-hmm. It's what they put first. I think, yeah, because they get it all primed, and he's talking about the sketches that he's doing, and then the actual putting, the color to it and all the painting and everything, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's, Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason are firing on all cylinders. The core book is, I know I love Hal Jordan, but the core book is every bit the equal of the Green Lantern title at this point. These books are neck and neck, being awesome.
And again, it's like the best of both worlds almost, because a lot of times you'll get if you want a solo Green Lantern, you got Hal, and then you want the core, you got this book.
Really, the only at this point, I kind of feel like the only Lantern that's not getting the attention that he probably deserves is John, right?
Mm-hmm. Which I'm trying to remember if it's not until New 52, or is it on the other side of Blackest Night? Eventually, isn't it like John and Guy in
the core? Yeah,
yeah. You know what? It might be New 52, because then Cal kind of moves over to New Guardians. So
Exactly. Yep, that's right. But we still got after Blackest Night, we still have Brightest Day, and we have War of the Green Lanterns
Oh,
before the New 52 relaunch. So
oh yeah,
we got some stuff still going down.
a little bit, yeah. And then if you want two evil aliens battling it out, you get that too.
Exactly. Mongul Jr. and Arkillo, who we'll talk about what happens after the battle, but he gets a
talk about
really
speak no evil.
we get a really weird piece of jewelry coming up.
But yeah, I mean, this is good setup here.
hmm
Just Kyle and Soranik talking, and well, Kyle and Guy too. It's like, what do you think of this third law?
It's crap.
I do like that phrase. It's like, when Kyle's like, they're trying to basically kind of trying to like micromanage our souls and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's basically, the Guardian. It's like I think they've said it before. It's like you could tell the Guardians are afraid or very just like, okay, something bad's coming. We're gonna block all emotion from all of you. Which I don't know. It's like they're not gonna blow up in their faces.
Yeah, it's nothing that. Nah, this is fine. This is fine.
And I guess we've been doing this for a while, but it's like, I don't know if it's just this art. It seems more prominent to me. With that, I mean, yeah, Cal has like a new Green Lantern suit, but he kind of has the old mask, or at least
Yeah.
a version of it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for all the Cal Rayner stuff to come in there early next year, kids, for the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, the compendium came out last week, right? Hal Rayner Rising
I
compendium?
think so, yeah, because that's what Russell was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that may be in my order. I'll have to double check because I think I ordered it. But I mean, we've gone through all those issues, but it's nice to have them collected.
Oh yes, Mr. Mr. I need all Green Lantern stories in at least 2 different formats. All read, yes.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Go to if you're not watching this on the video, kids, go to the YouTube, look at the video. Right behind, they're behind those Funkos and that Quasar, but yeah, they're all back here.
Yes, they are.
All right. So, any other thoughts on this one, or should we get to the next one?
No, I think this is a really nice kickoff to this whole arc. I mean, and it's bringing us in a lot of stuff that has been building over the last year or more in Green Lantern Corps. Because they talk about the Black Mercy. So yeah, I mean because Mongol brings that up later, but it brings a lot of things to head and really clears the deck for Blackest Night.
Oh, did you catch this little visual joke when they're priming the building in the backup, and that one lantern spills all like the black paint and stuff?
Yeah,
all the paint cans of the same colors are grouped, and the spilled black almost looks like a giant hand.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
A black hand.
Look at that! Black hand. I wonder what that is. Surely it doesn't have anything to do with Blackest Night.
Some funeral director, I heard.
Yeah.
All right. Next issue.
You bet.
All right. All right, kids. Green Lantern Corps number. Where's my link? Here we go. 34. If it ever opens. 34. Emerald Eclipse Part 2 from May 2009. Looks like about the same team, except we have 2 inkers this time, Rebecca Bachman and Christian Alamy. Sodam Yat's mother, Kara, has come to a Green Lantern sector house in order to enlist her son's aid. Sodam is not happy to see her and calls to mind the brainwashing he was forced to endure in order to adopt the same xenophobic attitudes that dominate all of Daxam. Kara tells him that Mongul is taking control of their planet. Sodam reluctantly agrees to aid his beleaguered homeworld, but only out of a sense of duty to the Corps. On Daxam, Arkillo challenges Mongul's place as self-appointed leader of the Sinestro Corps. The battle was brutal, and several Daxamites, unlucky enough to get in their way, lose their lives. Arkillo impales Mongul with a broken flagpole, but Mongul falls back upon his adversary, spearing the flagpole through Arkillo as well. Mongul recovers from his wounds more quickly, and Arkillo cannot react in time. Mongul cuts out Arkillo's tongue as a sign of victory. I heard they were gossiping about that battle, man.
Yeah.
Tongues were wagging. Oh no, Cal Rayner and Soranik Natu share an intimate moment in Cal's quarters. Soranik has been pivotal in helping Cal come to terms with the recent loss of so many colleagues. Soranik asks him if he would be willing to give up his Green Lantern ring if the Guardians ever discovered them violating the new third law. Cal tells her that he would have easily given up his position if he thought for a second that his relationship would place the Corps in jeopardy. On Zamaron, the Star Sapphire Corps perceive that their prisoner, Crib, is longing for the affection of her children who have been abandoned in Sector 3599. This emotive quality gives them hope that Crib can be rehabilitated. Back on Oa, members of the Green Lantern Corps patrol the science cells. Most of their recent prisoners, Red Lantern Vice, is incarcerated by Guy Gardner and Kilowog with a green construct muzzle to prevent him from expelling his acidic blood. Observing, the scarred Guardian removes the muzzle and Vice breaks free of his science cell, attacking Green Lantern Vaz. All right. Oh yeah, you know what Arkillo said after that battle? It was rigged. The whole thing was rigged.
Yeah, he was speaking in tongues, right?
Ah!
Got one more, man. If you can handle it, I got one more.
Go ahead.
I guess Mongul gave him a real tongue lashing.
Oh. The bitter taste of defeat.
Nice.
All right, thoughts on this one, Will?
It's moving things along, because we're getting to a point where so Scar is basically blowing things up on Oa.
Yes.
Right. So that's going to impact what's going on with Daxam, because the Corps is obviously trying to deal with everybody in the science cells, getting free. And then, so it's moving us closer to, well, it basically lit the fuse this issue, right? Mm-hmm. Because next issue, all hell breaks loose. So yeah, this was a really good issue, and I really liked, I liked kind of the way Sodam Yat was, portrayed. Mm-hmm. He's not going to forgive his parents.
No, he even tells Arisia, they killed my friends, stuffed them, and then kind of brainwashed me into hating, aliens and stuff.
And it's not the first time they've done it. They're repeat offenders. So,
but meanwhile, they're hypocrites. The minute they're in danger, who they go run into, the green,
exactly.
Intergalactic Green Lantern Corps.
Exactly. And then, of course, we see what they do once their sun is turned into a yellow sun.
Yeah, that should have been their plan all along. Just like, we need to get to a yellow sun, and we'll take care of Mongul ourselves.
Yeah.
But again, I guess they're just, well, I think the whole thing that was between not wanting to face Mongul themselves and even just their xenophobic views. I mean, they're cowards.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, besides racist, they're cowards.
Yeah. They got that going for them too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you love body mutilation, like we said, yes, the tongue gets ripped out.
Yes. Which is a pretty awesome splash. Oh, there is a double-page splash coming up, I think. Let's see if I can find that. It may not be. I don't think it was in this issue. It's probably in the next issue.
Yeah, I don't think it was this one. I mean, I guess they build their living quarters however they want to be comfortable. But I just find it so funny. Like Kyle's like looks like he's in like a regular apartment on Earth, but meanwhile, it's on Oa.
Yeah. He's just in a Days Inn or something,
Mm. Oh, that's what they should have. That's what they should have put along with Warriors on Oa. They should have put a Radu's coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I don't think there's a splash page, or it's double in this one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that last page is creepy. Way when that Red Lantern breaks out Vice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it almost looks like something from like Alien or something. Because like the head's kind of like almost at like a 90-degree angle. It's like
Yeah. And at this point, the Red Lanterns are, almost mindless beasts, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's the line. This is the line that had me laughing. Because Salak's basically catching Guy up on what happened, in the Red Lantern story last time, and he's like, a Blue Lantern showed up. He's like, and Guy's like, a what? And Salak's like, a Blue Lantern, and Guy goes, "You got to be kidding me! Green, yellow, red, blue, violet. It's like Walt Disney threw up. What the hell's going on out there?"
Yeah. Okay. So it's the next issue. There is a beautiful splash, a double-page splash of the Red Lantern going nuts, and some yellow lanterns, and a bunch of Green Lanterns. It's good.
Mm. And again, as if we didn't have enough players in this little drama right now. I mean, look at the cover to this next issue.
Yeah.
A fine mustache, the gentleman in yellow.
I don't know who you're talking about, Phil. See, there you go. That double page splash.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple more double page splashes coming up, but that one is just amazing. The others are nice, really nice, but that one I really, really liked.
All right. Shall we get to the next issue?
You bet. Fire away, sir.
All right. Green Lantern Corps number 35 for Emerald Eclipse Part 3, June 2009. Okay, we're back to the same team. Rebecca Bachman's the inker again. Freed of his restraints, the Red Lantern known as Vice attacks Vaz, warden of the Psi Cells. Despite his best efforts, Vaz is overpowered and defeated, to the cheer of the inmates. Their cheers turn to cries of horror when the Vice turns his wrath onto them.
Yep.
From the bowels of Oa, the Scarred Guardian releases the yellow power rings the Green Lantern Corps have captured. Freed of imprisonment, the rings immediately fly toward the Sign Cells. Inside, Vice continues his rampage, and only Alicia Drac urges him on. The yellow rings then break into the Sign Cells, returning to their owners. The Sinestro Corps are now more eager for a fight, and Alicia Drac says that she can feel the Book of Parallax as if it was in her hands. On the surface of Oa, Kyle, Guy, Kilowog, and Salak lead the Green Lantern Corps to re-imprison the inmates. Unfortunately, they will have to do so without the Guardians, who are dealing with Larfleas in the Vega system, which I believe we'll get to next week, kids.
Next week, yep.
There's a teaser for you. Salak also warns that the Red Lantern is even more dangerous than the Sinestro Corps. Entering through a back entrance, the Green Lanterns begin to attack the rioting inmates. In orbit above Daxam, Sodam Yat and Aricia observe how a giant serpentine Sinestro has taken orbit above the planet, destroying every satellite and ship that tries to enter or escape. They conclude that Mongul already has control of the planet and is digging in. Sodam decides that the best way to get in is to allow a meteor to take them to the planet. On the surface, a group of Sinestros under Arkillo are tracking Daxamite refugees for Mongul to use as slaves. Arkillo, still bitter over his recent loss, I could say he's bitter, wears his severed tongue as a reminder and has instructed his subordinates not to mention Mongul's name. The refugees have holed up in a cave overlooking the sea, and Senator Dyro Yat concludes there is no hope. Daxamites begin jumping to their deaths en masse. Watching, the Sinestro Corps members are unsure of whether to stop them or help them. Unfortunately, the Sinestro Wink mentions Mongul's name, and Arkillo storms off once he's crushed Wink's head. However, Sodam and Arisia arrive and quickly dispatch the Sinestro Corps. Sodam confronts his father, who tries to sweep the incident with Tessog under the rug. Sodam grabs his father by the leg and holds him above the dead Daxamites he sent to their deaths. Dyro Yat asks what they could have done besides kill themselves or surrender, and Sodam says that they will fight until they can fight no more. Some of the other younger Daxamites are quite impressed with Sodam's bravery. On Korrigar,
Who's on Korrigar? I don't know who might be.
yes, as if we didn't have enough subplots going here. On Korrigar, Soranik Natu and Princess Iolad are explaining to the Korrigarian legislature why Sinestro has not been delivered for execution. Soranik explains that killing Sinestro will not undo what he did, and she destroys the device that was to execute Sinestro. Later, Soranik and Ioland talk about their meeting, and Ioland comments that the Korrigarians will not seem to let go until Sinestro is dead. While talking, the lights go out. Once Soranik illuminates the room with her ring, she finds Sinestro, who has knocked Ioland unconscious and come to have a small chat with his daughter, Soranik Natu!
Now, me personally, I love the thought of the person that Sinestro refers to as the alley rat.
Dating his daughter, I know.
His daughter. It's perfect. It's perfect.
You're dating who?
Yeah, the guy that gave you that Green Lantern scar on your back. Yeah, that's who I'm dating, Dad.
You couldn't have picked Hal Jordan. Hell, Guy Gardner.
Gnort.
Well. Kilwog even.
Yeah. Yeah, this ended really well,
Yeah.
and Sinestro's there looking all Sinestro-y, badass and ready to. And then this, of course, is going to tie into more Blackest Night stuff because he doesn't make it to Daxam, but he's still going after Mongul.
It's so funny because like this little shocker here of him being her father, they could have dropped this anytime, anywhere. But meanwhile, we're in the middle of, hey, Blackest Night is two minutes ahead of us. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, that's his daughter.
Yeah, but he lays it all on her, saying, "Hey, we have to fight together because the prophecy's coming true." The prophecy from Abin Sur, right?
Oh yeah.
And we'll see. By this point, we will have. By the time Blackest Night starts, we will have seen every core except the Indigo tribe.
Yeah. It's like yeah. You think there's a lot now. Wait, just wait, kids. There's more.
Yeah, there's more to come. More to come.
All right. Hold on, stupid app closed the issue on me. Yeah, I was trying to think. I mean, again, it's good. I'm just like it's. I guess they need the audience to know that Soranik is Sinestro's daughter now, because I'm like, man, they could have dropped this anytime. They could have dropped this before this. They could have dropped this after this, but just.
Well, it makes it. It was a really good way for Atrocitus to get at Sinestro, right? Yeah. And I think that was kind of the plot point that needed to happen while Sinestro was, he mentions it here, while I was crucified on on his malt, right? I had some time to think and, thought about it and, hey daughter, let's have a chat.
Although I guess the timing is right, because now we see that Kyle and Soranik are in this like secret relationship, and it is getting pretty cozy here, but it's like, Okay, maybe has he found his true love? Ah, her father, Space Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think it goes to the point of showing how all of these emotions aren't really separate. They're all interconnected, right? The different colors are intertwined.
Oh yeah, the master of fear. Yeah, he
Yeah.
has, he had love. He has feelings for his daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, it's interesting because, we eventually see Soranik embrace the Sinestro core,
Yes.
ultimately in, is that post New 52? Is that Rebirth?
I can't remember. I know she is by New 52. I can't. Yeah, I can't remember. It's either in New 52 or maybe right before New 52. I can't remember.
Okay.
Maybe it's right before New 52 because remember, once the new Guardians start, Kyle kind of gets a new main squeeze.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Somebody's old girlfriend.
That's New 52. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. I was always like, I've read I've read the Godhead crossover, and I was like, what? Where the heck did that come from?
Oh God. Yeah. But yeah, the whole Godhead thing. Oh yeah, new gods, our favorite.
Yeah, more new gods.
Well, they were kind of reintroducing them New 52. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, they're even worse.
You said that. I didn't.
I know.
Okay.
No, I mean nothing against anyone, but again, I feel the same way about the Eternals. Over at Marvel, I get. I mean, Jack Kirby, master of the craft, but just the Eternals and New Gods. I mean, really hasn't. It does nothing for me.
Yeah, I mean, and I get that a lot of people love the new gods
Yeah.
and love the Eternals, and that's fine. It's just that for me, they never really worked for me, and I'm glad that some people love them, because great, But as far as all the new god stuff go, I mean, I did buy, Orion by Walter Simonson because it's Walter
Mhm.
Simonson,
Yeah.
and and then there was John Byrne and him doing the new god stuff together,
Yeah.
So. It's not that I don't actively dislike them. It's just that they don't do a whole lot for me unless there's a creator that I truly love involved.
Did you ever read that 12-issue Mr. Miracle by Tom King?
I've got it. I've not read it yet.
You have to read it. I mean, again, it's mostly centered on Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, but I mean, there is some new God stuff in there, which I actually enjoyed, and I was like, oh, I know, well, Tom King wrote a good story.
If you can enjoy the new gods,
I'm in a couple of and I'm like, yeah, I can finish this. The new gods ain't bugging me, so. But yeah, it is good.
Cool.
All right, next issue.
You bet.
Which I believe is where Sinestro lays it all down and like, oh, this is how I'm your daddy,
Yep. Who's your daddy?
This is how you didn't.
Sinestro's your daddy.
You didn't know. Yeah, this is how you didn't know I was your daddy. Yeah. All right, Green Lantern Corps number 36, Emerald Eclipse Part 4 from July 2009. Two inkers again. This time joining Rebecca Bachman is Prentice Rollins.
Oh, cool.
Yep. On Korrigar, Soranik Natu has a confrontation with Sinestro. Sinestro reveals that he is her father, and her birth only furthered Sinestro's desire to see order come to Korrigar. However, his actions were not initially welcomed, and threats were made against Sinestro's family. Her mother eventually gave Soranik to Gib and Carol Natu, the woman who had helped deliver her. After Hal Jordan and Kat Matui exposed his actions to the Guardian, Sinestro realized his wife had been right. However, he managed to track her down and keep watch over her, both figuratively and literally. It was always his intent to see Soranik become the hero of Korrigar. What he never intended was to let her know about their relationship. However, with the coming of the prophecy, things have changed. Sinestro's old enemy, Atrocitus, knows of her existence, but not her identity, and will soon come to destroy Korrigar and torment Sinestro. Now that she's been warned, Sinestro leaves to deal with Mongul, while Soranik is left to deal with the revelations. On Oa, the science cells have been unlocked and dozens of inmates, including recently captured members of the Sinestro Corps, run riot. Honor guards Kilowog, Guy Gardner, and Kyle Rayner struggle to recapture all the violent criminals. Unfortunately, Vice is further decimating the Green Lanterns, and some of the inmates make their way to the armory. On Daxam, Sodam Yat and Arisia have managed to sneak past the planetary defenses, but they are only two against the entire might of Mongul and the Sinestro Corps. Sodam takes the fight directly to Mongul, but he realizes that he needs to harness the full power of the Ion in order to defeat him. He radios back to Oa, requesting permission to access the Ion power. The tainted guardian Scar informs him that in order to access the power, he must first relinquish his Green Lantern ring, leaving him vulnerable to other forms of attack and that lead poisoning. Sodam is prepared to accept the consequences, and his body lights up with the power of Ion. He charges Mongul, and the two rocket upward off the planet. Sodam drives him towards Daxam's red sun. All right. You know what? This again, we're saying how good this series is and the main book, but again, it's like now with the the whole Sinestro and Soranik thing, you got 3 different storylines going on in this book, and they're handling it well. This could have definitely been a mess. We've seen stuff like this gone wrong before, Star Blast.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're all converging because they're all coming together. Everything that's happening is feeding into, Blackest Night.
Yes.
So, it's all going to converge at that point. And then all of these relationships that they've built up between the characters. I mean, Hal ultimately, won't want to see Sinestro dead.
Yep.
But coming to grips with all the ways these characters are interrelated because of Sinestro and Kyle and Soranik and Hal, and then of course you throw in Guy and Kilowog and Salak and John Stewart and then all of the other cores, with a trial fatality, coming out of the the Star Sapphires. I mean, all of this is going to come together in a giant thing called Blackest Night.
The Blackest Night. What's that? All right. So, should we get to the next one?
You bet.
All right. So where are we going to? Was it 38? All right. Green Lantern Corps number 30. Wait. No, wait. We already did 36, right?
Yeah, we're doing 37.
37. Sorry, it's backed up on me. All right. Green Lantern Corps number 37. Emerald Eclipse Part 5 from August 2009. And this time Rebecca Bachman is joined on inks by Tom Guyan, and Randy Major is joined on colors by Gabe Edelab. So on Daxam, Sodam Yat sacrifices himself in order to use the Ion power to turn Daxam's red star into a yellow star, thereby empowering all the Daxamites with superhuman abilities. On the planet, Arisia addresses the panicking Daxamites, explaining that she will train them how to use their new powers so they can take back Daxam from the Sinestro Corps. Elsewhere, Ash is being attacked by a group of vampires inside the hollowed-out boot of the Anti-Monitor. There's a sentence.
There's a total sentence right there.
Vampires in the boot of the Anti-Monitor, yes. He dedicates their deaths to the memory of his wife, who was killed by Starbreaker's followers. Suddenly, the Green Lantern Serac appears, saying that Ash's wife fears the violence he's come to embrace. Ash knows of Serac's reputation and warns him to never speak of his wife again. The two Lanterns come to realize that they have both been instructed to find the Anti-Monitor's remains and prevent anyone from drawing any power from its rotting husk. It appears they are both being manipulated by a higher power.
Excuse me.
On Oa, the prison riot continues. Not all of the escaped criminals get along with one another, however, and strange alliances are formed as the Green Lantern Corps and criminals such as Bolfunga, remember him from when Guy was at the resort, and And everyone's perennial favorite, Kanjar Row.
Yeah.
Aid them against the Sinestro Corps. The Alpha Lantern Corps arrive and initiate the Phalanx Directive. One of the Sinestro Corps members, Lycia Drax, goes deep underground and discovers the Book of the Black. She begins reading from the book when suddenly the Scarred Guardian appears behind her and merges Lycia Drax's essence within the pages of the book. Afterwards, Scar decides that the door needs to be opened. A black star field of energy rises up from beneath the bowels of Oa and stretches across the night sky, shattering the protective shield around Oa. The entire planet can feel the effects of this pending threat as the Blackest Night falls from the skies.
Okay, I have to show you. So the recruits get out, right? You know, they're holding the recruits in a construct, and then finally the recruits are like, "Screw this, we're going to go help." They break out, they head there, and one of the Sinestro Corps members is about to do bad things to them, right? And then suddenly, he is in bits, and you get this page.
Yeah.
With the Alpha Lantern saying, "Get behind us. This is not a request."
Yeah, looking much more like very more foreboding and robotic than ever. Yeah.
Maybe a little manhunter-y, I don't know. But yeah, Lyssa Drac being in the Book of Black is going to be a plot point that we will, get to in Blackest Night.
Oh,
and then we've got another 2-page splash.
I was going to say another 2-page splash. I was just going for it. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, the art team, Patrick Gleason is just kicking serious butt on this. He is.
Oh yeah.
He and the rest of the artists in the book, colorists and the inkers, they're knocking it out of the park. It's awesome.
Especially these Green Lantern books, especially this era. I mean, you got to have some like damn good colorists and inkers. Yeah. Yeah, these Green Lantern books at the time. Yeah, I mean the stories are good. The storytelling is good for the writing side, but yeah, the art really has to be there too.
But yeah, and then the last page where the lantern that they built around Oa, as armor, is now gone.
So yeah, kids, it's going down here.
And I have to say, when we move on to the next issue, the cover of number 38 with Kilowog, is really amazing. But we're not finished talking about this issue yet, so.
What, 37 or 38?
37.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, things have escalated, and now the Blackest Night is pretty much here for the Green Lantern Corps book.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want to hear something? You want to hear something funny? Every other issue had a synopsis. 38 does not have a synopsis.
Oh, nice. Look at this. This is the cover that I'm talking about.
I know. Oh, they don't have the word bubble on it. Oh,
what's the word bubble?
Kilowog holding them rings saying, "This is what it costs."
Nice. Very nice. And then we get a good splash page with the very first issue, the first page of that, issue number 38.
Oh, yeah.
And another double page splash following that up, showing what happened to the armor surrounding Oa. I mean, the art is just awesome on this.
I love it. Yes, Alex. Like, Ring, what just happened? And the Ring says, "What happened?"
Bad stuff. Bad stuff happened.
Exactly.
Well, but then it gets worse when so I guess we can just kind of talk our way through this if you
Yeah,
want. Kilowog's like, hey, you still got your ring. Everything's going to be okay. Except we then cut out to Soranik and, Princess Iolande.
yeah.
And she's trying to remove the tattoo that Sinestro gave her.
Yeah, because there's also like a tracker in it and stuff, so he
Yeah.
knows he always knows where she's at. Yeah.
Yep. But then we then flip back to Daxam, where you have the Daxamites, a planet full of Kryptonians, basically, working on the Sinestro core at this point. And that's when Mongul decides to evacuate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it gets worse because the Guardians show up, and all they do is make things worse at this point.
Yes.
Right?
I'm assuming we're gonna get the other side of this. We'll see the whole Guardian thing, and then we'll see them coming back next week. Yeah, because I can't remember. Yeah.
But I don't. So Hal's not with them, right?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, there was like that's not. I don't think that's him in the background unless he lost all his hair. Yeah, I'm trying. Again, it's been so long since I reread these. Yeah, I wonder if Hal kind of veers off somewhere else before they get.
Yeah.
Guardians get the Oa.
Yeah. So yeah, Kilowog is doing, and Salak is doing what he can, and then they're like, hey, this is bad. We're just gonna start killing everybody. Yeah. Why not? All the prisoners? Yeah, we're gonna kill them.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because the Alpha Lanterns are just like, yeah, under the authority of the Guardians, you forfeit your existence.
And we get to see the death of a certain Alexander Nero.
And Kyle and Guy are basically flipping out like, no, yeah, we don't kill we don't kill the prisoners, and we made deals with some of these guys.
Mm-hmm. And when he was in the previous issue, he was talking about Bolfunga. He says, Bali, you complete me, or something like that. He called him Bali.
Yeah. But yeah, the Alpha Lanterns just like the prisoners sentenced for breaking havoc and destruction above and below, which resulted in the loss of life, is death by court-sanctioned execution.
Yeah, and then Kyle was like, "Why you're doing it down here?" And then the Guardians say, "Okay, cool. We're going to take it up, into the atmosphere, and we'll do it for everybody." And then they teleport Kyle and I think back to Earth, right? Kyle and Guy.
Yeah, don't they? I think they train. Wasn't it like New York or something? They say yeah, because
New York, back to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because when they're trying to get in the middle, yeah, the Alpha Lanterns are like, yeah, your honor guard status doesn't.
Yeah. Well, and it gets, I really like how they mirror that, the bloodthirstiness of the Guardians and the Alpha Lanterns with the same bloodthirstiness of the Daxamites, right? Because they're just, and Arisia is like, what the, But then,
and Cal, I like Cal's like, he's like, where's the transparency? He's like, why aren't the Guardians adding this as like a fifth law? Wait, he says as the fifth law. Did we get a fourth law?
I don't think so.
But he's like,
but then we get, then we finally get the epilogue, right? And the epilogue is a whole bunch of black rings coming out with one word: flesh.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they just like explode out of like this like asteroid or something. Yeah, just
Mm-hmm. And then the hardcover has the variant covers of some of these issues, and there's some pretty good ones.
I think some of them must have had like variant covers or something, because on the app here, it's showing two covers for some of these. So
yeah, you got the nice. So here's it showing some alternate covers right here, and then you get another one with Sodam Yat, and then Space Hitler,
and
his daughter.
I think those are the variants. Yeah.
And then I think there's two more variants. Yeah. Rodolfo and Glenn Fabry. So this is 37 and 38.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's the variant for 38. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, this is this arc works so well in so many ways, right?
Mhm.
It stands well on its own because it's bringing together and paying off a lot of the things that it's been building up to. But then it also as a you know a prelude to Blackest Night, because the Blackest Night has started now. Okay, we're not there yet. We got to get Green Lantern and our 150 episode. But for the Green Lantern Corps, the Blackest Night has started, and we're going to catch up from the Green Lantern main book next week.
Yes.
And then, actually, I think it's how because I'm curious. I know you've got the schedule planned out, but we're not going to just do Blackest Night 1 through 8 and then do everything else after that. It's going to be a chunk of issues, partly from Blackest Night, partly from the limited series, partly from the Green Lantern book, the Green Lantern Corps book. So it's a whole thing. It's a big deal.
Oh yeah,
Big honking deal.
I mean, it's basically going to be like a Green Lantern issue, like a Blackest Night issue, and then it's like, okay, issue 1 of hey, let's see what's going on in Blackest Night Superman, or it's it's oh yeah, yeah.
Because you counted the issues and it was like 60 total issues that we're doing,
I mean, it's
or 80. It was a bunch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, each episode's averaging like 5 or 6 issues, and like I said, it's 13 weeks. So
72, 7, yeah, or 78. Yeah, it's a bunch.
yeah. So this might be our biggest undertaking so far, William. That's including the Quantum Zone.
I think so, yeah, because we're talking. It's a big honking deal. It really is a big honking deal, and I remember reading some of those limited series.
Mm-hmm.
But Blackest Night itself was, it starts out with the 0 issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a 0 issue with it, and we've got the series, the zombie series, which I've spoken about its brilliance many times because I think it's like one of the cleverest ideas I've ever seen.
The resurrected last issues, yes.
Yeah, and it really was this seismic event, at the time. We're talking, what are we, 17 years later at this point? 2011, 2012.
Oh wait, for Blackest Night, I mean,
Yeah,
it's like 2009. I mean, is it 2010 by then? So I mean, but we're still like 13, 14 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, and for me at the time, I remember thinking, this is awesome because Green Lantern had never really played a part in any company-wide crossover. It was always kind of sidelined. I mean, Kyle helped during 0 Hour, and Parallax was the villain of 0 Hour, but it was, 0 Hour wasn't Crisis. 0 Hour wasn't Infinite Crisis or Crisis on Infinite Earths or any of those things. So to have a company-wide crossover that focused solely on Green Lantern was it was awesome, right? And they gave us, all the cores, all the rings, all the,
and again, it's hitting the whole DC universe, yeah.
Yep. And I'm really, really looking forward to rereading it because I've not read it since. I've got let's see, this side. Blackest Night is right there behind the lantern. It's the omnibus for that.
It's been years since I've read this. I've read most of these issues, but some of like those final issues, I haven't read all of them. So yeah, it's
And a lot of those limited series, I think they're like 3 issues.
Yeah.
For
Yep.
most of them.
Yeah.
I read some of them, but I don't think I read all of them. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into this.
Oh yeah,
I mean, because honestly, the build up in the Green Lantern Corps, the build up in the Green Lantern book has been great, and especially rereading it, they really did a great job in building up to this because, they've been laying these breadcrumbs for many, many months now, in both books, and they pay it off. So it's strap in. It's going to be a dark ride.
Oh yeah. But I should put the word out. That's like 13 weeks. If any of our friends want to like guest on any episode, let us know.
Yeah,
Especially.
well, neat is some of those limited series. They get particular rings. So
Yeah.
we know a certain someone loves Sinestro. She thinks he's right. Maybe she'll have to to join for that one.
Very hard, very tempting.
I forget. Do we have? I mean, the red lanterns in there. I mean, you see if
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure if Russell's free, he might want to join
Yeah.
us. Oh yeah. I don't know why that's wait. Okay, that's weird. Trying to do a drop and it wasn't working. All right.
Yeah. Well, and at this point, we just know that Blackest Night's coming, but we don't know who the villain is. That's a big mystery. And I think probably some people guessed, and I'm not going to ruin it right now. I'm not going to spoil it, but
Squish is a squishy.
There we go.
it built. It does something that Jeff Johns does really well, which is build on existing continuity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And tear people's arms off. But building on the existing continuity is what I want to focus on here.
Exactly.
And having that character be the villain, when it served as the villain in a previous story, I think is specifically of the Green Lantern Corps is really putting that character to really good use.
Oh yeah. All right. All right. Anything else, William, or should we put this one to bed?
I think we can put this one to bed. It's a very nice arc. I think this is probably one of the strongest arcs of the Green Lantern Corps book too, and that's saying something because they've had some really good ones. Sins of the Star Sapphire was great.
I'd say it's probably the biggest, just self-contained Green Lantern Corps arc we've had so far.
Yep.
3 different stories going on, all of them big.
Very big.
All right. Do I have it? No, that's next year's schedule. All right, kids. So yeah, next time we're going to be covering get to the issues exactly, but Agent Orange from Green Lantern 39 through 42, and that will also lead us up to Blackest Night. And then in in 2 weeks, episode 150, we're going to take a little breather for a week to prepare ourselves. So yes, for episode 150, we're going to do Green Lantern Earth 1, Volume 1 and 2, which is going to be a big page count. So,
yep, awesome.
And then yes, January, first thing out of the gate in January, kids, it's coming.
Blackest Night.
All right, so yes, send us your thoughts about all of it. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. I think I told you, I think I made this joke already, but what an episode or two we need to get Ray on for Blackest Night, right?
Batman. Yep. My favorite character.
It's Dick Grayson Batman. Come on, Ray. Meet me halfway here.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
All right. You can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, and link to the Patreon. Join Ray, Russell, Justin, and Moz in the Patreon. Again, you never know which little Hellfire personality you're going to get. So, so find and again, if you're a patron, subscribe. We'll take suggestions. What do you want to hear us talk about? Because anything goes on Patreon. So find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right, Mr. Will Allred, master of all cores, master of the Quantum Zone, master of Kickstarter and podcasting. Where can people get a hold of you?
You can find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED at Gmail and Facebook and Twitter and Blue Sky and all those places, and probably some more that I've forgotten that I set up. If you'd like to check out the comics that I write, you can do that at crossoveridivision.com, and you can do that at diaryofnight.com. Both of those will be launching new Crossover Division, probably number 5 in January, once we get these hardcovers taken care of and sent out to everyone. After that, let's see. Obviously, you're here listening to Phil and I, so you have great taste. That means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do. Although I don't know if that's possible. But if you'd like to find out more about Quasar, you could do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
I'll put it in my navel.
Hey, boys, you look at the party. I love the party.
I hope it's going somewhere nice.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
Yay.
Seems like we get the package every other day. I, of course, love how Jordan.
All right.
I still don't know how that those read-throughs of Star Blast that gives us such great material.
I was gonna say,
I can't believe that made it through the comics code.
I was gonna say, was Felco editing himself that day or something?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because he wasn't editor. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us again. Come back next week for Agent Orange as we meet Larfleeze.
And the green and the Orange Lantern Corps.
And then episode 150. So, yes, only 2 episodes separate you from Right This Moment and Blackest Night.
That's right. The Blackest Night is almost here.
All right, kids. Come back next time. And remember, it all could always be worse. You thought you couldn't backtalk you with your boss. Good night.